and welcome back to Lantern Corp video. And today we have from Harley Quinn and iMember Anakin Skywalker. What Lantern Corp do I think he belongs into? Now, this became a little tricky because there's going to be, I'm going to explain why certain Lantern Corps are not on this. But we have to first understand where we're using Anakin. I'm going to use him basically by the end of Revenge of the Sith before he becomes Vader. That's where I'm going to use Anakin. So basically right before he betrays Windu and cuts his hand off. You can make an argument that little kid Anakin could qualify for a different Lantern Corps than Clone Wars, Attack of the Clones, or Revenge of the Sith. And that's fair, but let's be honest. The one we want to talk about is adult Anakin. And quite frankly, I actually don't think it changes. Any Lantern Corp you could qualify for really changes that much throughout. So let's break this down. Honestly, I'm actually going to go over a couple that he's not qualifying for right at the gate. So White Lantern, I'll be honest, I don't think a lot of Jedi, specifically in the Clone Wars era, could qualify for the White Lantern Corps simply for the fact that they've had to take life. Having to take, like Yoda maybe could qualify just because of how large of an embodiment of the Force he is, and how much light side he has going for him. But unfortunately, he's also had to take life, and the fact that you have to take life really hurts a little bit for White Lanterns. But likewise, they're not the embodiments of death, so Black's not going to work. Hope is one that I considered. But the problem is there's so much fear in Anakin all throughout the series, throughout the entire series, throughout the entire series, that Hope, he just doesn't really hold on. He holds on to a little hope that he can save his wife, but ultimately that hope gets shot. So I really can't say Hope works for, it's not like he's without it, but I couldn't say that. Likewise, I don't think he's greedy enough, surprisingly, for avarice. Yes, Sidious works for avarice. But even Vader doesn't really work for avarice. Because to have the Lantern Corps, first off, the orange lantern ring of avarice, greed, it does corrupt you and make you far more greedy than you already were. But you still need to be excessively greedy to begin with. And Anakin, well, he definitely wants things. But he only wants certain things, and then he probably would have been done. If he could have saved Padme, he probably would have been alright. So, with those out of the way right out the gate, or right out of the gate, let's talk about one of the ones I do believe he qualifies for, and it's one of the big ones. Right at the bat, wrong one, is the Lantern Corps of Love. Now, obviously, I think this one has to be under consideration when you're talking about Anakin. The majority of everything he was doing in Revenge of the Sith, Clone Wars to some degree, Attack of the Clones, it was all for the love of his wife. He wanted to save his wife. He loved her beyond anything. And that love ultimately bit him in the ass. Never love. Beaten. Guard yourself. Anyway, though. So I think love has to very well be a consideration for Anakin. I really do. He betrayed Windu, not out of like compassion or anything like that, but out of compassion or rage, not even anger. He was afraid at that point, so that was not really anger. But it was that love because he needed Sidious to save Padme. So I would definitely say love is a very likely candidate. Now that said, moving on to a couple of the other ones that I don't think work out. Indigo. No, he's got some compassion, but it's really not enough that would qualify him for Indigo. And that's the thing. You either have to have no compassion or that needs to be your dominant emotion. And compassion really doesn't work out, I don't think. Likewise, I actually don't think he qualifies for fear. When you actually, yes, people were afraid of what Anakin could become. And you could make an argument that couldn't qualify him for, that inspired great fear. But it's not quite the same way as, say, like Batman uses fear. Or the Sinestro Corps uses fear. Like, Anakin doesn't necessarily go intimidate someone. Like, he doesn't go up to Windu and just scare the piss out of Windu. Now, Windu's afraid of Anakin for different reasons. He's afraid of what he could become, not necessarily what he is. And so you could make an argument for fear, but I don't think it's a very good argument. Or, let me rephrase that. I don't think it's a strong enough argument that I could comfortably give him a Yellow Lantern ring. Likewise, I don't think he's a Green Lantern. And the reason for that, quite frankly, is he's broken. He does not have the will to stand by his beliefs, because his beliefs quickly become someone else's beliefs quickly become his beliefs. He will immediately go in line with Sidious just to say Padme. Falls more into love than will. Like he's constantly bombarded by the fear of things, and fear is the enemy of the will. Not to say that most good Jedi couldn't qualify for will. Anakin's just not one of those cases. I don't think he's a good qualifier for the Lantern Corps will. What I do think is the other Lantern Corps, though, that he could qualify for is rage. It is clear he has anger in him. Like, look at what happens in Attack of the Clones. He butchers the Sand People, and he says, "I hate them." I killed not just the men, but the women and the children. I killed them. I hate them. There you go. The dark side is about hate. Giving into your real raw emotions. I would very much like to. I know you would. I feel you. I hate your anger, and gives you focus. So it's clear, and you see that, and he gives into his anger ultimately, and that's why he becomes Vader. So ultimately, I think both anger and love are two of the strongest candidates. Two juxtaposed Lantern Corps too. So which one do I think is the more likely? Is it anger or is it love? Honestly, I think it is going to come down. I think it comes down to which one was overriding the other ultimately. And I think while his rage was very powerful, love, even though his actions were misguided, was what was dictating his actions. So I think I would go with the Lantern Corps of love. Weirdly enough, Anakin in that time frame is more of a Star Sapphire than he is a Red Lantern Corps member. Ultimately, though, what do you think? Do you think he could qualify for green, yellow, or any of the other Lantern Corps? Do you think red's more likely than Sapphire, or do you think I'm on the money with the Sapphire? Put in the comments below, let me know. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. And hit that bell if you want notifications. Ideas for who would win, Star Wars, Superhero, Magic, what if, anything to do with the channel. Put that in the comments below. Let me know. I'll do a review of it at some point. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on Wednesday. I have a what if and a who would win to do. So thanks for watching. See you later.